Alrighty, fellas, good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? Welcome back to our PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of news, tips, tricks, information, and what's happening inside the PokeMMO community. We have a catch event to do today, as well as a bunch of catch events and other things coming up on the forums. If you want to stay up to date with PokeMMO, you can always check out the official forums. That's where a lot of conversation happens, where a lot of events are announced, where you can kind of be in the know on a lot of that stuff. However, I understand that forums are kind of an archaic medium, so sometimes it's nice to have a little guy like me hop on and tell you what's coming up. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let me tell you what's coming up. So first things first, Safari Week is happening. Safari Week is live right now in the Pokemon community from June 20th to June 29th, I believe, is the official Safari Zone dates. If you don't know, Safari Week is an official Pokemon event started by a content creator, YouTuber, I believe Absol Blogs, a decade ago, a long time ago. And it's really just a week where you're encouraged to go to the Safari Zone and shiny hunt. And that's it. It's really that simple. In any Pokemon game, whether it's PokeMMO, whether it's Fire Red, whether it's, Platinum, like whatever Pokemon game, you're just encouraged to go to the Safari Zone and shiny hunt. That's it. So if you want to do that in PokeMMO, it's a lot of fun. Certain people host little events. I think my Discord, for example, is giving away RP and giving away Pokeyen and giving event prizes to people who participate. It's a fun time. It creates for some amazing moments. Make sure if you shiny hunt at all, please record it. If your device can handle it. It's so cool to see clips in PokeMMO. For a long time, we didn't have clips of shiny reactions. I know it sounds crazy, but for a long time, we didn't have that. Especially if you're shiny hunting in the Safari Zone. Please record, because there's nothing worse than someone losing a shiny and not having that evidence, not having that memory. That's rough. At least screenshot worst case scenario, but I recommend recording if you shunt in the Safari Zone, my personal opinion. All right, continuing on. Safari Week catch event, 22nd of June. Oh, wait a minute, guys. That's today. Yeah, so this event's happening today. It's happening about 40 minutes. I'll be doing this on the Iron Man account. I'm not going to cover the details in great, because if you're watching the stream recap, you've already missed it. Apologies. There's a shiny Venonat up for grabs today. Let's see if we can continue the insane Iron Man shiny catch event luck. Next up, oink, oink, oink. That's so right, Spoink. There's a Spoink catch event this Sunday, June 29th. At 12 p.m. ET, Jagged Pass in Hoenn. 1 hour to catch as many Spoink and Sudowoodo as possible. Timid Monas plus 5 nature bonus. And then the prize is a gift shiny Spoink, an amazing shiny Pokemon. Check him out. And then also, we've talked about it a few times, but guys, Shiny Wars, the second official PokeMMO Shiny Wars, is coming up. Amazing art from Route 10. I've fallen in love with this art piece. There's just so much. The shiny charm stockpiles over here. The shiny carp, the master ball with the cat, the pumpkin cat and the trick kitty. I forget which one this is. There's a lot of cool stuff happening here. If you don't know, Shiny Wars is essentially a 1 month long constant tournament. It is the Super Bowl. It is the Super Bowl of shiny hunting. It is the place to prove that you are the best, one of the best shunters, to make a name for yourself, and to possibly win one of the rarest vanities in all of PokeMMO with the black charcoal, the sparkling charcoal dragon wings, which are absolutely stunning. Only about, I want to say 25 to 50 people in game have these right now from last year's event. I'm curious to see if people will defend their title, defend their crown, or more will come into the game. So keep an eye out for more Shiny Wars content coming. Next up, we go over the suggestion box. If you want to impact the game, leave positive input, maybe see if you leave a good suggestion, I might even cover it on stream, right? There is this forum post. Please allow a setting to turn off teammate login notifications. As someone who's been in 2 large teams where, the Iron Man team is now full with 150 out of 150 members. And then, I'll show you that really quick. As you can see, 150, 150. And then I was in Team Mr. I am in Team Mr. I'm just not as active on my main account. With 150, dude, that happens. It happens constantly. Constant login and log out notifications. If you're in a popular or active team, you understand it's kind of annoying. It's honestly, this is a selfish thing, but it distracts me when I'm recording. And it's not the player's fault. It's not they're just trying to play the game. They're trying to log in, log out, but it distracts. I get distracted rather, right? And I would love some setting to be able to disable that. And Usai workshop goes into that. I love my teammates. I love chatting with them. I love the community, but the constant offline online is frankly quite annoying. And if you're familiar, there's certain shiny hunting strats that actually require you to log out and log back in very quickly and repetitively to hunt them efficiently. Shedinja, right? Yeah, to shiny hunt Shedinja, it is actually efficient to log out every time you use some XP candies on one, because it helps you skip the level up message, and that's really all. Like the moves it has to learn is so slow, right? So that's a big one. So I love this. A really simple, this is a perfect example of a quality of life update, a genuine quality of life update. Turning off a setting for the offline online thing. There we go. Okay. All right. Custom now. Okay. What's cool about this, okay, is that you might notice this is a post from 2016. Okay. I think that's very relevant here. This is a post from best friends in 2016 that says, hey, can we please get custom surf sprites, right? And you just look at I love looking at the old UI. The old UI was so cool. Basically going over, hey, here's how like custom sprites could work. We could have a sailboat, a Lapras, you know, this is 2016. This is 9 years ago. Holy, okay. Anyways, Gyarados, you know, melodic. There's a lot of cute stuff, right? I love this one with the teddy bear, the swimming tube. Cute ideas for little surfing sprites, right? Typical stuff, okay? Now, what if we took that same post, very similar, and did it in 2024? I thought this was really cute that, like, good suggestions are ageless. That's a post from 2016 asking for custom surfing sprites. This is one from 2024 asking for a very, very similar thing. But this person went on to make some incredible art regarding it, which was so fucking cool. Look at this. I believe these are... all credit for the art goes to, and then he links Jinxed Ones. Like, this is so cool. The little Sharpedos, the Lapras sprites, the Whalmers, I love. The melodic. They're like, this is really cool to see actual factual visuals. And yeah, I think this is Swampert. Ludicolo's, yeah, Ludicolo's cool, man. This is a really cool way to add an extra little vanity, extra little cosmetic, extra little customization to PokeMMO. Why not? You know, if this is doable for the devs, which hopefully it wouldn't be too out there, why I would love it. You know, this is just a perfect little addition, as long as it's not against any sort of copyright, you know, as long as they can add it reasonably so without getting in trouble. Okay, so that's all the stuff I wanted to intro and talk about. We're gonna go ahead and get into Iron Man progress. Episode 5 did just release, and I cannot recommend you enough. I think it's the best episode of the Iron Man account, like by far, not even close. It's kind of insane. I'm really hoping people enjoy it. If you do, you know, let me know. Give me your thoughts on it. Watch the video. Give me your genuine opinion. Like it, dislike it, comment, etc., etc. I love episode 5. I thought it was really cool. So we're gonna jump. We have a catch event today. We need to still go for Articuno. We have a lot of things. We have a lot to do. If you want to support the channel, support the stream recaps like this to help you get caught up and updated with what's happening in the game very quickly. Factor, first link in the description. Only about 4 or 5 days or so left to sign up to Factor. That will extend my streamathon at the end of the month by 1 hour. For every single Factor sub, I will stream an extra hour, and then it's the best way to support the channel, and it's a great product. A product that me and my wife genuinely use and did use prior to ever even being sponsored by them. So check out Factor, first link in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into a day of PokeMMO, fellas. I wish I was smarter when I played Pokemon back in 2012 and bred good Mons, the value I'd be sitting on right now. Though I will say, if you kept like good IV 2012s, sure, that, you know, that would be insane value, not gonna lie. However, most 2012 Pokemon, like most comps, most things back then, they wouldn't be worth anything now. Like maybe even if like they'd be worth as 2012, like rare 2012s, but if you ever rebred them in 2013, or, you know, the problem is comps used to be so different back in 2012, right? I was just saying, an S tier, I remember like I caught this slack off, right? I caught this slack off in what's it called, in Altering Cave back in like 2013 2014. And this slack off was like, I can remember like 28 attack, 25 plus speed, 17 special defense, and then like 20 and 22 HP and defense. And it was relevant because Vigoroth was a relevant like NU or UU threat even at the time, to show you how different things were, right? And that slack off was like really, really good. Today that slack off would be like 2k, like it would be dog shit. Like, what was a good Pokemon back then? So this is a good thing. This is why it's never too late to start in PokeMMO, because things have changed so much. Our perspective has changed. We've gotten better as players. It was adamant, to be fair, you know. This a slack off with the same stats would be like 2K nowadays. Let's do like 20 plus in these, and then do like adamant. I don't know if we'll see like an actual thing pop up. Like this slack off is better than mine, and it's 12K. You know, can do Vigoroth. There's just not that many on the market, to be fair. And then Slack Game's gonna be like EV trained and stuff, and like 30 plus, and yada 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 yada. I can actually attack this again because I got burn. Does the burn reduce my damage enough? I think it should. Yeah, okay, beautiful. But things have just changed a ton, right? So like a good example is in 2013, an E-Punch Alakazam was the best comp in all. So many things changed. We had the physical special split, right? What happened in like 2015, we got the physical special split, and everybody's competitive Pokemon became useless overnight. And it was a really big, painful change, but it was for the better of the game. It was something we had to get used to, right? So I remember E-Punch Alakazam, which is an Alakazam. Oh, the safeguard there sucked. Which is an Alakazam with Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, and then Psychic, right? That was the best. That was the best Alakazam. And not only the best Alakazam, that was one of the best Pokemon in OU was Alakazam with E-Punch. And then in UU, it was Kadabra with E-Punch. And then in NU, Abra with Elemental Punches was really, really good, which is really funny. Abra with Ice Punch, Fire Punch, you know. And it was because those moves weren't physical, they were special. Prior to like 2015 in PokeMMO, we didn't have the physical special split yet. And if you don't know, the physical special split in Pokemon basically made it so that different moves would be physical or special depending on the individual move. So nowadays we can have like you know, Zen Headbutt be a physical psychic move, but then also Confusion or Psychic, right, be a special move. Back in the day, this is true in Pokemon as well, whether a move was physical or special was dependent on the typing. So any fire type move was special, any ice type, any electric, they were all special moves. That's why E-Punch Alakazam existed. So it's easy to say, oh yeah, if I bred a bunch of good mons back in 2012, I'd be rich. Number one, it wasn't that easy. Like you don't find a lot of good IV mons from that time because we didn't have the same breeding system. The breeding system was so different. Number two, if you kept them as 2012s, for sure you'd have some nice value. But number one, it was just harder to get good IV mons. Number two, the breeding system was different, which kind of goes into that. Number three, good mons then, this fucking recover, sorry. Good mons then just wouldn't be good mons now in a lot of cases is the problem. We used to have this term, if you played one of them, you know, we used to have this term in Pokemon called godly. And if a Pokemon had 20 plus in all the stats that it needed, 20, it was argued like, oh, is godly 20 or 25 plus. It was like a arbitrary term, right? If a Pokemon had 20 plus or 25 plus in all the stats that it needed, it was considered a godly catch, right? That was the arbitrary term we used. Oh, in trade chat, you'd always see selling godly Caterpie, you know? And those mons would always be worth value, right? And nowadays, a godly catch would be 1K, you know? But in Alakazam's case, it would still be good. The problem is but not really though, because a good Alakazam back in the day would have been an Alakazam, like an S tier, a perfect competitive Alakazam back in 2012, 2013 especially, would have been an Alakazam with 20 plus in both special attack and speed, and then modest or timid nature, right? And that's not going to be worth, it's just not that. Once again, the 2012 is what makes it valuable. Good Pokemon that were good. To be fair, these have a lot more stats. This is why it's, yeah. But Pokemon that were good, let's do 20 plus to get more accurate results. Pokemon that were good in 2012 just aren't good in terms of comps in the modern day. I'm surprised they're 40K, but yeah. Our perspective, how difficult it was to get comp mons was so different. And then, they just weren't, we didn't know any better, and it was just way different. Like the game was just so different. You didn't have the breeding system to get guaranteed 31s. You were just rolling everything, right? You also didn't have the in-game IV calc, so you couldn't just go check the IV stats and see the IVs, right? In 2012, I don't know if we had anything. I remember in 2013 when it was added, right? When it was added to like see your IVs, the way you used to have to see your IVs in PokeMMO was if your Pokemon was level 1, it would say that your IVs had a range of 0 to 31, okay? And then if you leveled your Pokemon up by XP training it to level 20, it would minimize the range. Yeah, you used to have to XP train your Pokemon to see the IVs or run a calculator all the time. So that was like the in-game mechanic. There's a lot of problems with old Pokemon. I have a lot of old comps and I played back in that era. A lot of old Pokemon from that are just would not be good today. I think that's a really important thing. Did I just kill this? God damn it. All right, for those doing Chansey for the Safari Catch event, I really cannot recommend. I'm seeing so many people be like, oh, I've seen 4 Chanseys and they've all fled. Yes, of course they go Chanseys. A lot of new players don't know how hard it is to catch Chansey, which I understand because I played back in 2013. I used to hunt Chanseys for hundreds of hours. Back then it was understood on average, these aren't exact numbers, but it's around 5% chance to encounter a Chansey, 5% chance to catch it, and then 5% chance for it to have a lucky egg, right? That's why it was so rare, right? Lucky eggs used to be the currency. So the math is, if you do 300 encounters per hour efficiently, right? And you need 20 Chanseys, right? You're only going to see, if you see 1 Chansey every 20 encounters-ish, right? Is the math? Yeah. If I'm doing my math correctly, you're only going to see, on average, 15 Chanseys in an hour. You're not even... So, if you're hunting Chansey, you need to know that you are doing the high-risk, high-reward strat. You're not doing the best strat. I'm seeing a lot of people in chat be like, oh, I'm so unlucky, I'm going for Chansey. You're like putting a penny into the 1 in, 20 million odds of winning $1 million and being like, I've spent 10 pennies, why am I so unlucky? And it's like, what... It's really hard, man. That's the high-risk, high-reward strat, right? So, yeah, this is boy math. True. You're only, on average, people aren't going to catch a Chansey in the event, right? Yeah, it's like, I don't know the math on that, but like most people who farm Chansey in this event will not get a single one, right? So if you're catching Chansey and like gonna be upset if you don't catch a single one in the event, you're setting yourself up for failure, because on average you shouldn't catch one. So please, keep that in mind. It's always going to run math so you know things. I see a lot of false expectation set up by Pokemon players sometimes of, oh, I'm doing this thing, it's 1 out of 30,000, but I've done 10,000 encounters. Where is it? Why am I so unlucky? And good luck. This is a good question a lot of people are wondering about, okay? Someone said, speaking of critique, is there any validity behind the claim that PokeMMO employs a flawed RNG system, causing some accounts to be very lucky and others to be very unlucky? I got recommended a YouTube video, and I don't know how legitimate of a claim it is. The honest answer for me is, I don't know either. I don't know math, so I'm not going to try to weigh in. The biggest problem that I'm seeing is a lot of people who don't have a background in statistics or complicated math watching one video and deciding their opinion off of that, and that's always really dangerous to me. It's totally possible. It's PRNG is being discussed, which should be discussed. I don't know math. I'm not going to watch one video and then have an opinion based off of one source of evidence. That's a really dangerous thing to do. It's possible that PRNG is the most important thing in the game. It needs to be addressed ASAP. It's also possible it's not a big deal and it's nothing at all. So I'm going to let the math nerds fight it out and fight for the embedment of the game. I have no idea. That's my take. My take is that I don't know. I'm not going to speak out of my depth. I don't know math. So why would I, yeah, that's it. Simple as that. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, here's a good fact check for someone who does know math. Once again, I can't weigh in on this. Zanarchy says the game doesn't use normal PRNG. It uses a CS PRNG called /u/dev random, which is so much significantly better and is used in banking security. Q confirmed they use CS PRNG. I don't know shit about math. When I hear that PokeMMO uses the same system as banks, that sets me at ease, but I don't know math. I would leave it up to the math experts for sure. Like I was saying, the problem with the PRNG stuff is I don't know. I just don't know. But the problem with exploring a topic that you don't understand and walking away with an opinion is that someone could either accidentally or purposefully misconstrue things from the start, right? So if someone could tell me, hey, PokeMMO uses WTF RNG, and I'd be like, and then explain why WTF RNG is bad, and I'd be like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense to me because, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, oh, well, PokeMMO doesn't use WTF RNG, it uses LOL RNG, right? I'm just making up words, right? So the problem with going by one source, is you could be, the well could be poisoned. You could be misconstrued from the start. And it's a thing where if you set up a position and then build upon it, you can almost build any position to seem reasonable, right? You have to be able to question that foundational opinion. And I don't have the math knowledge to do that, so I just don't. One of the most important things you can do as a public figure, micro niche internet cosmic pico celebrity, right, is to say when you don't know, you don't know. So when it comes to the RNG discussion Pokemon, I just don't know. I don't want to talk out of my depth. It's really important. I'm gonna let the math nerds duke it out, and then just be patient. Don't freak out. Don't panic is the big thing. Let the math nerds figure it out, and just portray that information to you guys when something is more developed. All right, we are getting catch event results in chat. I did not submit anything, but congrats to anybody who wins anything. Boom Beetle, amazing username. 22 point. I'm surprised, honestly, to see. That's like kind of high. I would say usually around 20 wins fourth place, like 18 or so. But like 22 is still very respectable. Congratulations, amazing username, Boom Beetle, on the fourth place. We're now just waiting for third place, second, and first to be announced. Holy! Third place is a 179. Woo, I knew the species bonuses were crazy for this event. 179. Yeah, that's insane. Whoopstar. Also, they showed the catch time. I wonder if there's there might not be a time. I might just show that just in case. But third place, another amazing back-to-back amazing usernames. Boom Beetle and Whoopstar. 179. Congratulations, dude. That is a crazy catch. 179 third place is a wildly high score. Yo, Green Zubat. I saw him in Twitch chat, bro. Congratulations. Second place, 181, man. Congrats, dude. That's so fucking sick. That's so beautiful. Congratulations. We also have someone in chat who caught a 176. Just barely didn't make third place. Sorry to hear it, man. That's still an amazing catch. 4 times 31, he said. That'll be a great sale. Some good Pokeyen profit, at least. Dude, insanely high scores. Yeah, it makes sense because you could get like a plus 15. I would love to see the... I'm curious to see... They don't say the species caught. I would love to, just for curiosity reasons, what Pokemon they caught. I would guess Cubone or like Paris. And then in first place, first and second tied. Okay, every single person had an amazing username in this event. Wait, that's Boom Beetle, Whoopstar, Green Zubat, and then first place was Wumpy Nub. Amazing usernames. Congratulations, dude. Wumpy Nub with a 181. Someone said, I don't know if it was a Chansey for sure. Someone said, but we don't know for sure. It wasn't confirmed. 181, man. That is just so... Congratulations, dude. You'll love to see it. Congrats to all winners and participants of this catch event. This was a pretty intense one, it seemed like. A fun one to celebrate Safari Week. Glad everybody showed up. That was a cool one, man. That was a cool one. Alrighty, fellas, it is time for either your least favorite part of the stream recap or your most favorite, depending on who you ask. It is time for the Movietrouski takes. You can always skip this if you don't want to listen to it in the timestamps, but you know what? I've been really into movies. It's been really fun to discuss movies. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. I don't know a whole lot about movies. I've just been watching a lot of movies, and I like movies. That's really where I'm at, so let's talk about it. If you have movie suggestions for me, let me know. I love hearing movie suggestions. I have my watch list. I watch a lot of movies. I've watched, like, what, 10 movies since the last time I saw you guys? It's been a lot of movies. So let's jump into it. Now, Alien vs. Predator. Okay, some of these I didn't actually watch. I like re-rated or rated retroactively. So Alien vs. Predator, I didn't watch recently. I just watched it at one point in my life, and I never rated it on Letterboxd. Letterboxd is just the website I use to track all this, which is really fun. It's a cool website to track stuff. Some people are pretentious and annoying, but it's a really good tool to track what movies you've seen and rate them and leave reviews and keep good memory on them, right? Alien vs. Predator was actually my first ever introduction to the Alien and or Predator universe. I'm curious to see how normal that is. How many of you, the first Alien or Predator movie you watched was Alien vs. Predator? I don't know why, but that was like, I feel like that movie was like really hyped when it came out. Yeah, it's a good movie. I give it like a 4.5. It's quite a good sci-fi movie. I really enjoyed it. I watched it a while ago, obviously, but just a good sci-fi movie, a good representative of the characters. I would love to watch more in those series. I've seen the original Predator now, the original Alien, and the first AVP. I haven't seen like anything else other than that, I believe. Yeah, I feel like Alien was just super popular. Next up, the Phoenician Scheme I saw in theaters. So I gave the Phoenician Scheme a 3 out of 5, which is a 6 out of 10, which is it was a good movie. The Phoenician Scheme was a good movie overall and enjoyable. My problem with Phoenician Scheme is my same problem with a lot of Wes Anderson films. I kind of think Wes Anderson films are, I don't want to say inherently pretentious, but they come off like really, they're artsy beyond an artsy degree. I like artsy stuff dependently. This is like, his style is not for me, is maybe the nicer way to say it. He does this like, and I yap. He does this, he is a yapper in his movies. His movies are dialogue, and like, which I like dialogue heavy movies. I actually prefer that over action heavy, but there's no emotion. Wes Anderson movies are monotone. Everybody speaks in the super monotone style, and there's zero emotion portrayed throughout the entire movie. And if you know me, that's not my favorite kind of thing. The Venetian Scheme still manages to be like, the Phoenician Scheme at its core is a comedy. It's a comedy movie. It is a comedy, goofy fucking movie. The easiest way to describe Phoenician Scheme is it's Scooby-Doo for adults. That's what I've come to. And that's not an insult. The Phoenician Scheme is a fun, silly willy comedy movie. It's Scooby-Doo for adults, okay? Do not expect anything more than that, is what I would say. Carry On, I actually re-rated. We watched Carry On during, it was like a Christmas movie that was made. Carry On is a really good premise, in my opinion. Terribly acted, terribly executed. I love Jason Bateman as a villain. He actually fucking is super sinister, hilariously, post Arrested Development, which is funny. I still haven't seen Ozark, but I love Jason Bateman, and him in Carry On is amazing, and it kind of carries the movie, but it's not enough, man. Carry On was not. I gave it a 2 out of 5, so a 4 out of 10. Now, to give Wes Anderson some fucking credit, bro, Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson is a director. Isle of Dogs. Watched Isle of Dogs with my wife, and this movie was really fucking cute, man. It's a really good story. I think Isle of Dogs is the least pretentious Wes Anderson movie that I've seen. It's just a good story. It's just a good tale. There is emotion, but even then, it's still done monotonely. Yeah, the art style is really fucking interesting. Yeah, the stop motion. Isle of Dogs was really pretty. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So it's a 9 out of 10. Really high rated Wes Anderson film for me. Next up, this one hurts me. This is Fool's Paradise, which is the Charlie Day movie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and obviously other things. Charlie Day and a bunch of other amazing people, where he like has a duplicate stunt double of him. It's like Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis is in it, Ray Liotta, Jason Bateman, Ken Jeong, the guy from not 100 Games, The Hangover. This movie is really bad. I think that's a cold take. It's the general sentiment. I love the people involved in this movie, and I'm happy they made it. It's not funny, it's not interesting, it's not enjoyable to me personally in any way. It's my opinion. Next up, maybe the most genuinely the weirdest movie I've ever watched. Well, weirdest? No, the weirdest movie I've ever watched is Eraserhead. The weirdest comedy I've ever watched, or the most, how do you describe this movie? My wife hated this movie. Maybe not hated, but like she really didn't like it. And I get that. This movie's not for everybody. I think it's a total coin flip. This is Freddy Got Fingered, okay? Freddy Got Fingered is absurdist comedy done well. Like, Freddy Got Fingered at its core is kind of a LOL XD So Random movie, but not done cringily and done back in like 2001. It's so absurdist that I think it actually works. It's so dumb. The whole joke, in my opinion, of Freddy Got Fingered is that the movie got made. The fact that a company funded him $14 million to make this movie is the funniest joke of all. And I think it's actually like does a very good job at this. I described Freddy Got Fingered as, did you have a hard day at work? Are you overwhelmed by something? Stressed out in your life? Turn on Freddy Got Fingered. It's so fucking stupid. You won't be able to think about anything seriously. You can't take life seriously when you're watching Freddy Got Fingered, which is a pretty impressive feat. Okay, so I give it a 4 out of 5 and a like. Yeah, Tom Cruise low-key a pioneer. Yeah, he's just insane. He's really charismatic in the movie. Like, it makes me really like him. Next up, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I am vehemently under the opinion that Wreck-It Ralph is one of the most underrated franchises in, like, it's not Disney, right? Is it Disney? It is Disney. I don't fucking know Disney memes. gotta be one of the most underrated Disney movies. Dude, Wreck-It Ralph goes hard. The story is beautiful. John C. Reilly's voice acting is fucking amazing. Sarah Silverman, it's really fucking cute. I love Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, both 1 and 2 are amazing. Check it out. They're just really wholesome, really cute, family-friendly movies. And like, I don't know, man. Wreck-It Ralph 1, Wreck-It Ralph 1 reminds me of Kid Naruto, where the plot lines are like making friends and how to not give up on yourself. Like, don't give up and make friends, right? And then Wreck-It Ralph 2 is just Naruto Shippuden, but like unironically, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is like this, it's just like Naruto Shippuden, where it's the same moral lessons of don't give up and make friends, but then it weaves in like, oh, do you still not give up? What if your actions are causing your friends to die? That's what Wreck-It Ralph 2 does. It's fucking crazy, man. Check it out. And so I give Wreck-It Ralph got a 9 out of 10. Our first 5-star movie, our only 5-star movie we get to talk about today, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I think this is like generally like a lot of people's first introduction to like loving film, and I can see why. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is beautiful, and I think it's a 5-star movie. I think it's a must watch for like anybody. It's a movie, let me read my review of it a little bit. It's just a small portion of my review. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is a must-watch for people who are privileged enough to not be fighting for their life and scraping by and fall into a new kind of problem. The biggest kind of problem that a lot of middle-class Americans fall into is acclamation. For those people who are not spent, you know, just living day to day, doing okay, but not doing amazing, but not also in survival mode. For those people who are not chasing their goals and desires, for those people who are gliding by, this is a great reminder to get out there, and it's just so damn beautiful. Like, Ben Stiller is a genius. I fully believe that. From Severance to Secret Life of Walter Mitty to Zoolander, like the range this guy has is fucking unbelievable. This movie is amazing. Secret Life of Walter Mitty is all about a guy, Walter Mitty, who lives a very boring, mundane, normal life, and he like daydreams and has these fantasies about what his life could be. And then as the movie progresses, you start to see he like starts actually taking chances instead of just daydreaming, and those daydreams that he had start actually becoming reality. And it's really a beautiful tale of like breaking the mold. It's really, really pretty. So I'll give it it's a perfect movie in my opinion. Next up, one of the most overhated movies of the year, Snow White. Snow White, and I'm not a Disney guy by any means. If anything, I probably dislike Disney more than most. But like, Snow White is the most fine movie I've ever seen. It's literally what I expect when I watch a Disney princess movie. It's gonna be a 5 out of 10. Like it's what I expect. I don't understand why Snow White was so hated. I genuinely don't get it. Most of the points that people make in popularity when it comes to Snow White, I agree with the points, but people take them way too extreme. Was Gal Gadot's performance of the villain, like, was she not evil enough? Yes. What, did it ruin the film? No, I don't think so. Did it hurt it? Yeah, of course, right? Like, was the main actor's performance really, really good as Snow White? Yes. But was it amazing? No, right? I will say the CGI dwarves are pretty bad. I think that's the worst part of the movie, is the CGI dwarves. But Snow White is the most average, like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 movie. I don't get why it's so fucking hated. I don't know if it's just being drawn into like other things. It's being overhated in my opinion as a movie. That's all I can say. Next up, Masterminds. This is a long Movietrouski. Masterminds. This movie was really fun. This is a Zach Galifianakis, Kristen Wiig, Jason Sudeikis, Owen Wilson theft comedy. What's it called? Heist comedy. And it's based on a true story about how these, like, for lack of a better word, hicks, like country folk, plan to rob a bank. And it's just really funny. They're so well acted. The cast is so lovable, so likable. This was a very fun little dumb Saturday noon comedy. I love comedy movies. So Masterminds, I give it a 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. Great comedy if you haven't seen it. Very underwatched. Next up is Fanboys, which I love the people involved in Fanboys. Once again, a lot of the people involved I love. Jay Baruchel, I always butcher his name. I don't know how to say it properly. Jay Baruchel, I don't know. He's the guy from Sorcerer's Apprentice, and he's in a bunch of stuff. She's Out of My League. I think he's in that. He's the main character. You know, he's a really cool guy. He kind of just chills. He's in This Is the End. He's a Hollywood actor who like is very talented. He's the voice of the main guy in How to Train Your Dragon. He's a guy who's very talented, but doesn't like work constantly in Hollywood. He took a long break, it seems like, and then like he kind of just does. He's like a chill guy. I don't know him obviously, but yeah, he's awesome. So him, and then Dan Fogler, Sam Huntington, Kristen Bell is in it. Seth Rogen is in it. Seth Rogen, Danny Trejo's in it for a sec. Seth Rogen. They also got Carrie Fisher from the original Star Wars. Billy D. Williams, who plays, what's the guy? The guy who almost gets eaten by the worm in the original Star Wars. And then Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes make a cameo. Craig Robinson's in it for a sec. The cast is really funny and really impressive. They get Ethan Suplee, who's from My Name is Earl. Fanboys is all about the plot is funny and interesting, but it's not well done. It has not aged well. There are some jokes in this movie that genuinely, I think people are a little harsh on older movies sometimes in terms of aging well. This one has some rough ones that are impossible to defend. But Fanboys is about a group of friends who travel across the country to see the Star Wars prequel, the Phantom Menace movie, before it releases, because they were like so excited to see this. They were like the massive Star Wars fans. They wanted to see, and it's really cute. It's a time capsule. I think Fanboys is a 2.5 out of 5. It's just a 5 out of 10. It's a fine. There's a lot of problems. Seth Rogen simultaneously plays a massive Star Trek nerd and a pimp in the same movie, and it's never addressed, which is very funny to me. It's a fine movie. Next up, Moana 2. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time talking about Moana 2. I gave Moana 1 a 1 out of 5, and Moana 2 a 2 out of 5. Moana just does not click for me. I don't get it. The songs aren't interesting to me. It's not entertaining. The story's nothing. The plot's not there for me. I should like Maui's character, the guy Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character. I should like him on paper. On paper, he's like everything I love in like a fucking stout, strong, you know, guy. And he's so arrogant. He's so obnoxious. I hate him, which is really sad, 'cause I should love him. Moana's not for me. Kids love Moana, which is awesome, and it's a kids movie. They are hardcore kids movies. I don't see the appeal to them at all as an adult. I'm glad kids like them. That's it. I'd rather go watch Coco. I think Coco is a fucking amazing 5 out of 5 film. Ratatouille. There's just better. Yeah, Moana's not for me personally. That's it. Extremely long Movietrouski. Sorry about that. There was a lot to talk about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Movie suggestions. Just disagree with me in the comments. Give me your takes, your opinions, things I think I missed. And movie suggestions are always appreciated. Thanks again for watching. All right, but I think that's going to be it for me today, fellas. I got my first 4x31 Pokemon over on the Iron Man. Took a lot of resources and breeding, a lot of progress happening there. I still have my Articuno to hunt and catch event done with. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy, Monday. See you tomorrow bright and early for Monday. Streams return as normal next week. Thank you so much for watching. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, Factor will be the best way to support the channel for the next 5 days or so. The deal ends very, very soon. You have about 5 more days to get 50% off of Factor plus free shipping using the link in the description. It's also the best way to support the stream. It supports the stream. It gives me a really nice healthy commission. I'm honest about that. It's a great product that I genuinely believe in. You get food and it extends the streamathon that will happen at the end of the month. I haven't scheduled that quite yet, but I'll have to do that very, very soon. Probably schedule it sometime. I'll schedule it this next week. It won't be this, but I'll have a date out coming up very, very soon. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Have a good day. Good luck on your catch events. Click on shiny hunts. And for now, peace or Reno, fellas. Yo, Patrouski here, and I wanted to thank you personally for watching the video until the very end. I really, really appreciate that. And if your name is on this list, thank you to the moon and back, because you allow me to even make these videos by supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.